is explain why I'm shaving my head and why I shave my head in the first place. This is gonna be my first reference of what I want to do. So in the front, I'm gonna try to do like that, and then I'm gonna do that back there. My name is Emily Beth Hammock. I come from a small town. Some of them are probably watching this video. I am currently going into my sophomore year at GSU for studio art. And I guess I've kind of always wanted to shave my head, but people just really like discourage me from doing it. Which, I mean, that a lot of people will be like, well, you know, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it necessarily. Yeah, I get that. But whenever you live around a certain type of people for that long, it does start to become like it's not really, or start to feel like it's not really your choice, I think. So I think that's the big reason why I didn't do it for so long. But I think also I had to get to the point to where like I trusted myself enough to do it. My self-esteem was good enough to where I could do it. I think I've always kind of struggled with self-image, just because I didn't really understand that like my image is not the most important thing, I think, about me. But as I've been here, I kind of figured that out, and figured out that people like you more if they're good people. Like, they like you more for how you are and a lot less how you look. So that also helped me gain the confidence to do it. But the reason why, or the first reason why I wanted to do it was because it's just always been like I feel like my whole life I've kind of been put in a box of what I'm supposed to be, which I guess you could say that about anybody, really. But for me, it was like to the point of like I would hide a lot of stuff about myself from people just because I felt like I couldn't be who I really was, I guess. But being away from home, I've kind of realized that I don't have to be what everybody else wants me to be. So that's one reason why I did it. Another reason why I did it was because I've been saved recently, and through my relationship with God, I've kind of learned a lot about like judgment and how we're not called to judge other people or condemn other people, but how rather each person has their individual relationship with Him, and that's not for anybody else to judge. So that kind of taught me a lot. But it also taught me that because I was not doing something that I've always wanted to do, I was putting my physical identity over my relationship with God, and kind of idolizing it, I think. But also, it kind of deters people, like people who claim they are Christian, and then they see me and they immediately judge me, you know, for my hair. Which, not that, you know, they wouldn't judge anyway, but they judge me for my hair, and that's kind of an immediate, like, you need to look in the mirror moment, I think, for a lot of people, which I'm not saying that a lot of people do that, but some people claim to be Christians, you know, which is not for me to judge, but it does help me determine who I want to be around, because because if they don't want to be around me because of my hair, that immediately shows me like your character, like you are putting, you know, how you view me physically, you're automatically assuming a lot of things about me, based off of that. So that was a big reason also. But I think another reason why I did it was because, you know, I never want to be somebody that like looks back and is like, okay, well, you know, I always kind of wanted to do this whenever I was younger and I didn't because I was too scared, you know, of what people would think of me, and like, you know, look back and regret things like that. Because, especially something as trivial as hair, because hair really doesn't mean that much, you know. It has the meaning that you give it, right? So if you idolize your hair and if it gets taken away, is that your whole identity taken away with it? So there was a lot of self-reflection through that, because I should be who I am with or without my hair, you know. And as far as self-image goes, even if I didn't pull off this hair, which I think I do, but even if I didn't pull it off, at least I can say that I did it, because it's gonna come back, you know. Hair is gonna come back. And I did get like a few wigs just in case I didn't like it. And at first it was kind of rough to like, you know, see myself without hair, just because I had never experienced that before. But it also felt like really freeing, I think, because it was something that I did just for myself. And I don't do a lot of things like that just for myself. A lot of things I do because I'm worried about how people are going to look at me. And I didn't think I was one of those people that thought that way, really, until I did this. It really showed me how much I was worried about people judging me, which it doesn't matter what people think at the end of the day. It's my judgment is between me and God and nobody else. So that just kind of solidified my decision to do it, because, you know, why hold back on something that I've always wanted to do just because I'm putting other people's opinions over my own and over God's, which is, you know, sad to admit, but a lot of people, including myself, do that. I think it's pretty normal. But Jesus never went by, you know, the societal norms. He believed that what makes a good person is their relationship with the Lord and how they treat other people. And I believe that too. I don't think that whether I have long hair or not makes me a good person or makes me a good Christian, if that makes sense. I think that me having short hair doesn't make me any less of a good person. I did it because I've always wanted to do it, because I was breaking the mold of what people wanted me to be, and because of my religion. And I will say I also did it for the people that I know are also scared to do it, you know? Like people in my life that I know are scared to do certain things because of living back home, or, you know, thinking that people are going to judge them. Because at the end of the day, so what? So what if somebody judges me? Like, their opinion doesn't matter. Unless it's like, unless I'm doing something harmful to me or other people, they don't control my body, you know? They don't control my choices. And living that way is just further trapping yourself into that thought process of everybody else can tell you what to do. And when you do that, you become a people pleaser. But I did it for, people in my life that are scared to do it, or scared to do certain things. I did it also because I know a lot of people in my family, which no hate to them or anything, but they are kind of stuck in this way of thinking that I was talking about earlier of like, you know, girls have to have long hair, girls have to do this, girls have to do that. And I did it for my sisters because I want them down the road to be able to do whatever they want to, because Sissy's already done it, you know, I've already done it, Evie's already done it. Evie's already done, you know, shaved her head or done this crazy thing or that crazy thing, and she did it without apologizing for it. So when it comes to them in the future, they can do whatever they want to, because I've already taken the brunt of the blow, basically, from what people have to say to me. And I'm okay with doing that because I'm secure in myself enough to know, like I stated earlier, that my identity does not lie solely in my hair. Now getting into what I've learned from it, a lot. So I went into this with this idea, right, that I, you know, felt all of these things and thought all these things that I'm talking about. And I really did believe that I thought these things. But little did I know, because not until I did it did I actually realize how much of myself I hold back so that other people will like me. And I think everybody does it. I don't think it's necessarily like, you know, like I'm like a bad person or anything. Like I'm not holding back like, you know, things that are harmful or anything. I'm just, I think in the regular way that everybody does it, holding back things and only telling part of the truth because we're too worried about what people are going to think, to actually be ourselves. So putting that to the test, because I've wanted to do this for years, so why haven't I done it till now? Well, your guess is as good as mine, because really it's all in my head. There's no viable reason that I couldn't have done it up to this point. Like it's all those things, yes, while they may be real, they're also just a construct. They don't actually hurt you in any type of way, like what people think about you. I can still get a job. I'm still the same person, if not more myself now. And Michael was my boyfriend, he was a big supporter of me through this whole process. And he really made me realize that I was applying other people's standards because all that should matter is that I want to do it. That's all that should matter. It shouldn't matter, you know, what everybody else is gonna think, but I did think that, obviously, because I waited so long to do it. It also taught me that a lot of people are way more nice than you think that they are, actually, because yes, I know some people judge me for my hair, but because I stand out now, people that are good people are way more nicer to me because I stand out. Like, people will come up to me and be like, I love your hair, and it's a complete stranger, you know? And then we get to talking, and I get to tell them the reasons why I did it, and, you know, they're like, oh, I've always been scared to do this, I've always done this, I've always done that, and it's like, but those same people are the ones that are supporting me, and people would support you too, you know, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be the happiest doing what's really you, not doing, you know, staying in the box because you're scared to step out of it. You're not ever gonna be fully happy like that. You'll just try to convince yourself that you are. But it's such an easy filter. So, like, who, you know, who actually deserves to be in my life or not? And who cares about me because they care about me, or cares about me only because I fit into their box. Without the people that I had before in my life, I probably wouldn't have done it. Because I did ask a lot of people's opinions on it, which I really didn't need to do, but I did anyway. And it really showed me, like, who is really there for me, as far as being my friend goes, and who's there for how I'm gonna make them look, if that makes sense. So the people that encouraged me, I could kind of tell that they were encouraging me, not because they thought it was gonna look good, but because they knew that's what I wanted to do, and that they would love me regardless of what my hair is, and they did, and that has shown throughout. But the people who told me not to do it, though, it really showed that they weren't really in my life for me. Oop. They were in my life because I was around and accessible and a cool accessory, a cool friend to hang out with, but I couldn't be too weird, you know. This was at the point of being too weird, because previous to this, I did have, my hair was dyed ginger, and I did have blonde streaks in it, and I've always been pretty alternative, but this was to the point where I was too alternative for them, and that would have been, you know, embarrassing is what it came down to. Like, they would have been embarrassed to have me around them, which is just, you know, it's hurtful to realize that people think that about you, but in the same way, though, it's really freeing, because those people are not to the level of growth that I am yet, and that's okay. Like, I'm not trying to sound like all high and mighty, but it just makes me feel better, like, thinking about that, because what do they really have to offer me that I don't already have, you know? And there's no trick to like meeting people or becoming your true self or anything like that. Like people tell you, there's no trick to that. The trick is to just do what you want to do. Bottom line, there's no trick. There's no, like, just do what you want to do. And at the end of the day, the people that are meant to be in your life will be in your life. Because if you're being called to do something, that's not just your brain a lot of the time. God works in mysterious ways. And through me doing this, like a lot of people will be like, oh, you know, God didn't tell you to shave your head, that's ridiculous. But maybe he did though, because he definitely supported my journey throughout this, and I've only gotten closer to him since I've done it, because it's humbled me. It's humbled me. It's built me up, but at the same time, it's humbled me. Because on the days where I feel bad about this, like I regret doing it, I'm pushed back towards him because I'm made to realize that I'm worshiping my hair, my appearance, over my relationship with him. Yeah. So, humbling to say the least, as far as that goes. So yeah, here is the design with the dye. What do y'all think? And I am going to chill for a little bit. My hair, after 30 minutes roughly of developing, and quick shower just rinsed the dye out. So for me doing this all by myself, I think I did a pretty good job. So hope y'all have a good day. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you stuck to the end, let me know what you think for the results. This should last me about a month or so. Bye!